Good evening, friends. Mark Holmes here with my buddy Cowboy Joe Boo, as well as Joe Bear in the house. And as always, I want to thank you guys for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, this literally does not work. So let's get open for business here and let's wake up the football gods. Wake up, guys. You know, we are sitting 63 days 1 hour and 10 seconds away from the Dallas Cowboys. Hopefully we'll have a season and it'll be on time against the Rams. We don't know who's going to be able to be in that stadium to see, if we do have the game, if it's going to be, virtual reality or what, but we're hoping that at least we'll be able to watch it on television. And let's make it clear. Television is where they really make their money in the NFL. Let's be honest. They're only talking about 20% of the revenues actually come from the gate. The rest of that's a television contracts. But be that as it may, we'll deal with that part later on. Right now, we have something that's a little bit more urgent, and that is the Wednesday watch. The Wednesday watch to see if franchise tag players get a long-term deal. That is the end of negotiations, and I guess in some regard, one way or the other, it will be resolved, and at least we will not be talking about it after Wednesday, regardless of what happens, until next year. That will be a fact because you are no longer able to negotiate a franchise tag player after July 15th. And the Dallas Cowboys, well, they are ones for the dramatic, the last minute type guys. I can imagine, I guess, Jerry Jones and Stephen Jones, they're probably a lot like me. Because, see, in college, I didn't always go to class. And I didn't do too much studying until like the last 2 days. The last 2 days or the night before exam, I'm trying to cram and learn a whole semester of shit in the last few minutes. And I got to tell you, it made it hard. It made it hard, and well, I guess that's why I didn't get my degree, because I always waited till the last minute to do things, and it does not work very well. Because when you're hurried to do something like that, sometimes you panic, sometimes you miss things, sometimes you screw up. The amazing thing that we've had is Dak Prescott here for 4 years. 4 years. And it seems like it was just yesterday that I was there in Chicago with Joe Boo saying draft Dak Prescott, the perfect quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys. And here it is, 4 years later. He's hopefully going to get a long-term deal with the Dallas Cowboys. If nothing else, at least he's been franchise tag and has a 5th year, which is a lot more than what most people thought was going to happen with Dak Prescott. Now, the amazing thing is, I don't know if you've noticed this, but with Dak Prescott, they come up with new terms. Or they use terms that nobody's used on anybody else before. Remember his rookie year, dink and dunk Dak. Dink and dunk, dink and dunk. He just dinking and dunking down. Skip. You know your boy Dak Prescott. He's just a dink and dunker. He can't get the ball downfield. He's just a dink and dunker. Even though they're winning, he's a dink and dunk Dak. Yeah, right? Now, what's amazing is they stopped using that after last year when he was one of the top quarterbacks at getting the ball down the field. And you looked at, say, Carson Wentz, who was really dinking and dunking to his tight end and his running back. But they didn't use that on Carson Wentz. They didn't. You know what they did? They came up with a new one. Empty yards. Garbage time. A lot of them games, the Cowboys were getting blown out. So they were just like garbage time yards. You can't count those. Even though we've had other players out there. I believe Drew Brees, I think, had 5 or is it 6 seasons where they were 7-9. If 8-8 for the Dallas Cowboys had some empty yards, I think 6 seasons of 7-9, correct me if I'm wrong, might be some empty calories too. And now we have a new one for Dak Prescott that started out by Jeremy Fowler. Let me go ahead and play this tape here, or play the clip from yesterday from ESPN where they're talking about the Dak Prescott contract situation.
Wednesday is the deadline for franchise tag players to sign contract extensions with their teams. What's the
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. It froze up on me. Let's try that again. Media could not be played. Uh-oh. Let me reload that. Wow. That's weird. Okay. Alrighty. I guess we got a little problem there. Did they remove it? Let's try it one more time here. Here we go.
franchise tag players to sign
That was
contract
weird.
extensions with their teams? What's
That
the
was
level
weird.
of confidence from the Cowboys in getting Dak Prescott signed before the deadline?
Well, Tony, I'm told the Cowboys are not worried right now. You know, they're going to play this all the way up to the deadline, and they're hopeful that Dak Prescott will take their latest best offer, whether that's a new offer at the deadline or their old offer, because they didn't hash anything out a few months ago. It's been very...
Hold up. They're not worried? You're telling me that after all of this time and dealing with, we're talking about, 106 million guaranteed money and like 175 million, and he hasn't taken the contract, that nobody is worried or concerned? Really?
very quiet since then, to the point where several league sources believe that nothing is going to get done here because Dak already signed his...
League sources. Now that's where I look. Okay, so league sources. Who are the league sources? Who are they? I mean, that could be anybody who works for the NFL or ESPN and stuff. League sources, is that anybody from the Dallas Cowboys? Is that Dak Prescott? Is that, Jerry and Stephen Jones, or somebody who works for the Cowboys? Because, we always hear these things about, NFL executives, or, I heard a rumor.
Franchise tag tender. That's maybe a conceding that nothing's going to get done, but the Cowboys feel they're in a good spot and they're prepared for him to play on the franchise tag if necessary. And Dak wants almost a bulletproof contract.
Bulletproof contract. There it is. Bulletproof contract. All right. That's a new one. That's a new one. Bulletproof. Bulletproof? There's no such thing as a bulletproof contract. Bulletproof? What the hell is bulletproof? Bulletproof contract. There is no such thing as any contract that is bulletproof in the NFL. Even Pat Mahomes' deal, that $503 million deal, is not bulletproof. Basically, it's a 4-year deal with guarantees as it goes on. They have ways of getting out of it. D-Law's contract that's over $100 million basically was a 3-year deal. The Cowboys have this year and next year that they got to pay him, and then they can walk away. Amari Cooper's deal, even though it's $100 million, is really a 2-year deal. After next year, they can get out of it. Ironclad, about the only thing that you could say would be an ironclad deal would be a fully guaranteed contract. Fully guaranteed, and there's only been one in the history of the NFL, and that is Kirk freaking Cousins. I still am amazed that Kirk Cousins is the only one to ever get a fully guaranteed contract, because to me, I'm sorry, Kirk Cousins is nothing special out there, bro. Kirk Cousins, I'm sorry. I could see some other people getting a fully guaranteed, but Kirk Cousins, come on, man. But back to this whole thing of, where did you get this bulletproof contract? Who did you make that up? Is this along with dink and dunk and empty yards, garbage time yards? Because it comes to Dak Prescott, there's always some new nuances about Dak Prescott. Now we've got bulletproof. I've heard people say, I'd like an ironclad contract, but never in football, because there's always an out on it. Michael Vick signed a 10-year contract with the Atlanta Falcons, but that didn't happen. Donovan McNabb signed a 10-year deal with the Eagles, but that didn't go 10 years. Albert Hainsworth signed the first $100 million contract, I believe, for a defensive lineman. He only got 2 years of that. There's no such thing as an ironclad contract. Now, I don't know. You don't know. I don't know that anybody knows what's going to happen here. I wish I knew if they were going to meet. For all we know right now, they could be talking on the phone. Or they may go ahead and say, you know what, we're just done. We don't know. And we probably won't know until actually something happens. And maybe, just maybe, we'll end up waking up and like Pat Mahomes' deal, we'll hear Pat Mahomes got his deal. Maybe we'll hear Dak Prescott got his deal. We can only hope for the betterment of the Dallas Cowboys. I'm Mark Holmes, and well, I'll catch you later. Be sure to be safe out there, and I'll see you soon.